best we can here. That's all we can. Really? Let's see. Ah, this is perfect. I knew Dr. Lebedev would have what I needed. I'll have this solved in no time with these notes for reference. Thank you so much, dear. Really. I couldn't have done this without you.
Watch it.
What? You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
I can just file the invoices when they come in if you want.
Thank you, but...
Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for shopping at Jemison. There is a bit more in the back if you're... Appreciate the business.
I'm only...
Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for coming in.
I am not trying to.
Problem? Hi. How you doing?
It's only a matter. Can we have some privacy? Please? Were you seen?
It's not.
If you have a news story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee. Hey, that's great! Thanks so much. Did everything go all right? That's why stories like this one are so important. If people knew what was going on down there. I can't thank you enough for help. I have a feeling we'll see each other again.
Ever run into spacers? Scumbags. Yeah.
You look familiar. Where do I know you from? Oh, yes. Lynn mentioned hiring some brand new miner before she left for that job. I must have seen your picture in the contractor database. I take it this means the job's done then. Good to know. So, what can I help you with? Well, after I book a job, Lynn meets with the clients to nail down the... She negotiates the terms of the contract and even supervises some of our more important work sites. That woman never stops impressing me. We just picked up several more contracts. Risky stuff, if I'm being truthful, but we position ourselves to take advantage of jobs like that. Think asteroid mining and other tough jobs. The next few years are going to be interesting for Argos. Oh, wow, that's terrible. Those pirates sure are getting bolder these days. Is everyone okay? We don't normally offer contractors the same benefits we offer full-time employees. But then again, our contractors don't usually face pirate attacks. Here, I'll compensate you for any medical treatment or other expenses you incurred as a result, as long as you don't attempt to pursue any outside litigation. Oh my, how horrifying that must have been to deal with. I'm glad you're safe now. I hope that experience won't turn you off working for us in the future. And of course, we'll make sure to... I book and process our jobs, manage the schedule on a broad scale, and interface. We're a small company, so a lot of us administrative types wear a lot of hats, as they say. As a former contractor, I'm surprised you don't know. We take on jobs that others won't, whether they're far away, extra tough, or just plain dangerous. And we always get the job done on schedule at a lower cost than our competitors. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm not really sure I can help you with anything. Looking forward to my vacation.
They'll have our table ready soon. We have to.
Welcome to Whetstone. If you're looking for the best cut of meat in the settled systems, look no further. You must be joking. I have an exclusive contract with the Trade Authority. It's all shipped in from off-world. And no, I'm not divulging the planet of origin. The general term? A sharpening stone, for knives. The kind of knives that cut the most delicious meat. This Whetstone, though, is the best restaurant you've ever eaten at. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Ever been to Sidonia? My brother works there.
My mom always raised me that if you are on time, you're late. I missed our Bobby so much. These were lives.
They were gonna
He's
give our
quite
son to
something,
a
our
different
Bobby, isn't
family.
he?
We're finally back with our son. That's all that matters.
Hello. I'm never leaving this city.
Mr. Singh said in an interview, although we can't expect to see
Can we run through it one more time?
Hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow. Submit your application now at the nearest kiosk.
I know your type. Freewheeling space haze.
Have you ever heard one of his sermons? They're really good. Aquilus has helped me through some tough times lately.
By the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end. So, the two parties came together to negotiate the terms of the armistice.
Try to learn here, all right?
Fleet sizes would be capped, mechs and xeno weapons outlawed, and all research related to those fields would be kept under lock and key in their own special archive, which actually rests below our feet as we speak. And while these new restrictions transformed the settled systems overnight, entire economies were upended with the flick of a pen. They also marked the start of something critical: cooperation between the United Colonies and the Free Star Collective for the first time in decades. A pledge between the powers for a more harmonious future. Thank you for listening. The archives themselves are off limits, but you're free to look around up here.
How the UC lost to a bunch of civilian ships and Free Star captains, I'll never understand.
I think I got them, what do you call them? Corns? Yeah, I got corns.
This is history. Would you look at this?
I assumed it was all right to let your parents in here, but maybe they shouldn't stay for long. Your father dropped by. He left a note for you. Here. Stay safe, okay?
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you, Captain, now that you are a member. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research. I arrived along with many material goods purchased by the group's previous chair, Malcolm Livingstone. Despite several significant system replacements and upgrades, I have been online for 43 years. My primary function has been to support and protect Barrett during his travels. I am currently unable to do so. That is as capable as I can be of missing anyone. I believe Barrett would find your question amusing. Barrett has, thus far, survived every mission on which we have embarked. It is therefore evident that my efforts, I suspect that Barrett would disagree with how necessary my intervention has been in any given situation. The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment. The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond that, extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built. A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training. And while a scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, you will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce. The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo. Captain Jake, I will proceed to my assigned post. Hello, Captain. If you feel it is it is impossible to read Barrett. He is neither a book nor a block of code. If you are asking for a summary of my observations on his behavior, I will provide one. My internal clock tells me that it has been years since Barrett and I began traveling together. I have traveled much of the settled systems in his company. Barrett has not shared many personal details with me. He finds me a poor conversation partner, despite repeated attempts on his part. I do not understand the concept of gossip. I have only seen Barrett kill his enemies. If you do not number among them, what you are suffering from is likely a bad first impression. Barrett tells me a bad first impression is the hardest thing to break. No, I was manufactured by a machine. However, Barrett has modified my programming substantially. I have advanced linguistic capability and navigational skills. I warned him that I would require an extra millisecond to process information with his modifications, but he did not seem to mind. Apparently, my capacity for conversation makes me a more entertaining travel companion. Based on my I find you to be a more measured and logical captain than Barrett. It would be my likelihood of expiration due to corporeal destruction has been significantly reduced since coming aboard your ship. You should consider disengaging
Oh, I was hoping we might. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the... We're in uncharted territory here. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day. And yet, the tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening. It means it is ready. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's... We're continuing to see an increase in... If there's no response, the tree may vibrate itself and some nearby portion of the city to destruction. Now, as of yet, there has been no response, and clearly none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City. Nice. Short-sighted and ill-advised, in my opinion. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years. I'm sorry, I'll get to the point. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples and then, using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch. I'm afraid I can't be two places at once. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Castle. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and... All right, off you go. We don't have any...
This place always surprises me.
Nothing good comes from the well.
Ever wondered? Having a good one?
I'm planning a grocery run later.
Until I saw you again.
Get some things you
and
like.
Here you are. I hope you don't mind, but I figured the lodge was just a gnat stop away. I just had to see it.
Oh, this place is everything I imagined. Do you know I dreamt of joining Constellation when I was a girl? I have some vids of when I was, 12 in my Constellation Halloween outfit. So embarrassing. But I found space so fascinating that there is still so much we don't know. I guess I still find it that way. I don't know if I go that far. But I'll let your father talk before he bursts.
I was playing poker with the Dean of Engineering, and he had this collectible revolver framed. And when he heard you were in Constellation, well, we worked together to get the piece clean and restored. She fires beautifully now. We, took turns sighting it at the range.
I swear, your father was acting like a school kid.
As I was saying, may I present to you Sir Malcolm Livingston's personal sidearm. All the special modifications just as he left him. He was chair of Constellation about 50 years ago. Anyway, it's yours. Oh, that's a terrible joke. You are joking, right? Of course you are. Well, we'll let you get back to it, but, Miss Noel said we could look around a little first. Just so you know, your mother's missed you. Like a lot. Retirement's treating me well, but there are some days I almost missed the classroom. Don't say anything to your mom about this, but she got some work done at Enhance. She keeps looking younger every day, I tell her. Not that I mind. Planning a proper, honest-to-goodness vacation. Nothing too fancy. I've been promising your mom a trip for years, and I got no excuses now. Your mother's been sending me links all day about such and such deals and excursions, but It'll be good to get out. You know, it's supposed to be us taking care of you, right? I'd like to say we'll pay you back the money you sent home. Well, I appreciate it. We appreciate it. More than you know. Take care,
Actually,
kiddo.
Mr. Cookies. What type?
I make a mean snickerdoodle.
Yes, I think that would be cool.
Constellation sounds magic. Now that we're both retired, you mean? I keep trying to push your father to do dance lessons, vacation, take some courses. I'm really interested in early colonial art, but he's just happy as a clam reading in his chair for hours. Wants to know the history of every little thing. It's nice to have time to do both, though. You're welcome anytime. And I mean any.
It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to... See you later.
I've occasionally had my doubts about Well, goodbye.
I've got lifetimes worth of books and videos to occupy me, so don't worry about me.
Ready to get out there? We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel. You're awfully quiet. Hello? We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising. We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together. A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to. Felt the same way when I started too. There's an electricity in the air when you know you're about to uncover something. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have. We'll need to head to Mast. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood? Good. Let's take a little stroll.
무슨 일이 있어요?
Welcome to Mast. If you have an appointment, if you don't have official business, we ask you remain in the lobby. I'm one of Mast's resource officers. It's my job to ensure those here on official business get where they're going promptly, and that any rule breaking is dealt with swiftly. This is Mast, the beating heart of the United Colonies. Every decision made in the civilized galaxy takes place inside these walls. Enjoy your time in New Atlantis.
Sarah, good to see you. Who's your friend?
Hopefully Constellation's newest member. Thought I'd run through some legwork together.
Another space explorer. Hey, you ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, earn some credits, even get your UC citizenship? United Colonies volunteer fleet. Independent captains enlist, get to use their own ships, and the UC provides them with sustained work and credits. And put in your time, and you're guaranteed UC citizenship and everything that comes with it. Discounts on UC goods and medical services, chance to own a place in New Atlantis. Only way a foreign captain could even dream of seeing those sorts of benefits. So, you want in? All right. Can't blame me for trying, right? I mean, I still haven't given up on getting Sarah to re-enlist.
It's a game we play. He asks, I say no.
Here's what I got for you two. Vanguard volunteer by the name of Moera. Helps patrol the old neighborhood. Sol, Mars, Neptune, you know.
The Sol system? Which admiral did he upset to get that posting?
He's Martian, born and raised. Not like I can get anyone else to care. Word is he's got some fancy metal ornament he's been showing off to the old grounders. Matches that description Sarah gave me. You kidding? Lowest posting request rate in the whole fleet. Only thing there the UC cares about is Mars. And no one wants to go to Mars. They want to get off Mars. Oh, he goes way back. Think he was recruit number 81 or something. What? Nah. Sol system is as quiet as a coffin. It'll be fine.
That means it's not going to be fine.
I'm sure you two can handle it. Sol system is a lot of planets, but a vet like Moera will be checking in at Sidonia on the regular.
You mean hitting the bars, don't you, John?
Hey, nothing wrong with a little refresh between patrols. Yeah, bring a coloring book. You get so used to seeing red, you'll forget what blues and greens look like. It's definitely a lifestyle, burning helium out there, seeing where the stars take you. I'm serious about that recruitment offer, by the way. You just come talk to me when you're ready. UC is a good friend to have. Hey, Sarah's friend. Well, all right. Take the elevator down to the Vanguard Orientation Hall. You can get started at any other... And if you've got any questions, son...
Been a long time since I've been to Mars. Sol system doesn't get a lot of traffic. Okay. I've flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the night. Ah, I've always liked that statue. It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the artist was trying to represent.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days, spreading like a virus through the settled systems. They like to set up shop in old facilities, places abandoned in the colony war. That way, they can strike anywhere.
Security scanners, chemical sniffers. United Colonies sure isn't taking any chances.
Good day. Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results. You may. I will do my best. I will answer your questions truthfully, unlike you. Constellation has seen to it that I possess a near-encyclopedic knowledge of human history, art, culture, and science. May I answer a question for you? Logically, I believe the correct answer to be the airplane, followed shortly by the computer. Humans could not have become a spacefaring species without them. Illogically speaking, I am inclined to believe that books were your greatest invention. I have spent a good deal of time processing works of science fiction. They make good case studies in how your species could have made a mess of its entry into the stars in different ways than you did in reality. I have been programmed to comprehend all modern and ancient human languages. The only exception is body language. My body is crafted from reinforced metal and therefore incompatible with such forms of expression. This is a difficult question to parse. I do not experience enjoyment. However, I find that the music of ancient Japan has a pleasantly mathematical sound. The same is true of the works of European composers from the Baroque period. I have dedicated significant time to processing these compositions and understanding their structure. I am looking at one. I hope that was a suitable response. Constellation did not equip me with a sense of humor. I have done my best to mimic Barrett's. Understood. Constellation recovered me from an abandoned lunar robotics factory on Earth's moon, where I was manufactured. I am told I was in quite a state of disrepair. Barrett elected to refurbish me after the discovery. Since then, I have been reprogrammed to be useful to Constellation. That is correct. I am a first-generation Model A robot. As such, I was manufactured on Earth's moon. Modern lunar robotics products are manufactured elsewhere. Some data from my time on Earth's moon remains deep in my motherboard, but I do not frequently access it. Very little of what is in those files would prove useful to modern spacefarers. Constellation named me after the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama, who resided on Earth in the 15th century AD. He explored his home planet by way of its seas. Barrett tells me he was quite an accomplished explorer. I am inclined to believe it, as that is a compliment Barrett normally reserves for himself. Constellation is an I empowered. That is a difficult question to parse. However, I have been kept busy since Constellation. I will endeavor to provide a... I hope my answers were...
So, where to next?
Aye, Captain. Good to see you. Captain on deck.
Wonder where this will all lead. Bye-bye. a long time since I've been to Mars. So, until later.
Hello, Captain.
Captain Jake, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent... sleep cycle.
On the hull, multiple leeches in the grav drive.
Suppose that would explain the brownouts. So, what's this going to run?
If there are no other surprises, mid-5 figures.
5 figures? 5? Fine. Do it. I'll be at the bar. Find me when it's
Anything I
done.
can help you with?
We're on it, sir.
Looks to me like you've already I'm sure you can find something you like.
Sidonia is an industrial town. The people there tend to...
Going to have to lug cargo across half the universe to pay for it.
Sidonia completely underground.
Part to keep Sidonia graffiti-free. My buddy Mitch keeps asking if I can help him out with something, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, do you have any idea how far we've traveled? How much money we spent to hitch a ride to this dusty red rock? We were told there were jobs.
Look, I get it. But we just filled our last openings. I think we have a couple contracts ending at the end of next month. It's possible they may not extend it.
This is bullshit. I got a wife and kids at home. We can't wait almost 2 months for a job that may not even exist then.
Hey, I get it. But there's nothing I can do. It's out of my hands. You can take it up with corporate if you want. Sorry, but I have to get back to work. like the look
forget
of a
it. Let's
miner
get out
about
of
you.
here.
Maybe with the
Maybe
new
it's not
contract.
Yeah, you're right. Screw this.
I know you were counting on this.
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's Trevor, mining director for the Deimos mining project here in scenic underground Sidonia. I could spare a minute or two to chat, so long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose. Oh, that! Oh, nothing to worry about. We do fracking on Mars with subterranean particle detonations. Those announcements are just to let people know when to expect them. Now, you probably felt the rumble when the detonations actually go off. That's all it is. Not too bad, eh? Basically, it's high-tech mining. We use immensely powerful controlled particle detonations deep underground to loosen up subterranean gases and other difficult-to-gather resources so we can harvest them. Sounds way more dangerous than it is. Probably. Actually, it's still pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Oh, come on, mate. It's perfectly safe. We're miles away, so all we get is a little jiggle now and again. Just make sure to hold the railing when going downstairs and you'll be fine. Argos, huh? Yeah, I've heard of them. That's great, but yeah. Unless... maybe you could help me out with a job. Off the books. I love the enthusiasm. Now do yourself a favour and get to know some of the miners. It'll remind you what you're doing this for. Anyway, I'm getting off track. See, you might have noticed that our equipment ain't exactly holding together like it used to. Problem is, we can't get new equipment unless we start exceeding our quotas. And we can't do that until we get new equipment. A real dilemma, right? I've got a plan for solving our little problem, though. Okay, glad you're still on board. First, I need someone from the outside to bolster our yields so we can prove that we can exceed our quota. I'll fill you in on the rest of the details after you've hauled up some more. One standard quota should do. I need to know I can trust you with the easy stuff first. Of course not. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I care about my miners, even if corporate doesn't understand our struggles down here. I'm willing to put in some sacrifices to help. That's just the kind of guy I am. If I had the credits to buy all the equipment myself, I would. But this is the next best thing. Yeah, don't you think I want to? Corporate sets the contracts and they're not giving out anymore, so we work with what we've got. Something to do with insurance, benefits, and other liabilities. So I don't make the rules. When you've got enough, drop it off in the bin over there for processing. Then come see me.
Wonder where this will all lead.
Still might have a pressing effect on some people. Make sure to get yourself help. Inside. 4, 3.
Am I glad I got this job instead of mining some dead rock?
Particle detonation concluded. It is now safe to resume normal activity.
Can't believe we traveled so far just to find out there aren't any job openings.
Well, Sidonia was a bust, but maybe there's still hope.
This here's
I
the
can
most
always go back
important
to
work in
Argus.
the galaxy. We mine the resources that make spaceships possible.
There's always something to do around here.
Jack, I'm gonna need a...
Hello there.
Do I know you?
Tell you what, this one's on the house.
Huh. How odd that we both thought we knew each other. I'm Leona Hawkes, Deimos Staryard's corporate liaison. Anyone who deals with our office likely deals with me at some point. I suppose I'll be seeing you around. We've been contracted with the UC for decades to provide military-focused crafts for the entire fleet. It makes sense that they trust us, as Deimos is the oldest standing ship manufacturer in the settled systems. We were responsible for some of the major advancements in grav drive technology since the early days of its existence, so our legacy is strong. I coordinate between Deimos Corporate and the other operations, such as the Staryard itself, and the mining operations here on Cydonia. Deimos Staryard's corporation is a complex entity, given that the different divisions have different goals and priorities. My job is to make sure those are all in alignment. Have a good day.
Another long day.
While I may technical, worker satisfaction has been trending upwards recently. Taking their psychological concerns into account has played a part in that.
Keep it simpler. We get a lot of new faces passing through here. Plenty. But if I went blabbing them to any rando that walks into my bar, no, you don't do this job for 45 years by losing your... See? That's what I'm talking about. You give respect, you get respect. I'm glad you understand. He ain't been around. Went off on patrol. Hasn't been back in since. We're starting to think it might be time to pour one out to the blackest sea. You got another word for it?
He means outer space.
Ma'am. Sounds about right, yeah. Look, nothing more I'd love than to help out a fellow Martian. Especially one that's missing. But,
He has a tab, and you don't know if he's coming back.
it's a lot of credits, okay? I'll let it slide for a long time because he's a regular, but if I'm out all that money, I got problems. What do you say? Come on. Life on Cydonia ain't hard enough. You're gonna guilt trip me? Yeah, I get your point. Maybe. All right, I give up. Just trying to earn a living here. Last time he was here, Moira kept yelling about the Lady of Love, singing songs, all that kind of thing.
Venus? That's only one planet. Hardly an entire patrol route.
I got what I got, okay?
Fine. We'll make do.
Sometimes it feels like the UC forgets we're out here. But there'd be no UC if it hadn't been for Mars. I haven't had a day off in 3 years, and I wrote the time off policy.
It's not easy coordinating all the efforts between staff.
Look at this place. I can't imagine being cramped down here, choking on the fumes and the dust. No trees, no grass. It's depressing.
Zoe struck oil, but it turns out it was just another.
I can't imagine being stuck down here gathering rocks for a living when there's an entire universe to explore.
Fire back here? What's the matter with you?
Okay. I can see you. That ore you mined is really gonna bolster our numbers. Great. Now, the next part is a little trickier. Our Director of Mining Operations, Peter's the only one who can approve the order for new equipment. And unfortunately, he's useless without an assistant. I think I've got a surefire way for you to get that job. Then you, as his assistant, can get him to sign off on the approval. We just need you to take the job until we get the approval signed. It's not as bad as it sounds. Now hold on, it's not that easy. You'll need to apply. Head to the Deimos Star Yard's office up in orbit to fill out the application. It's where that job is posted. Come back and see me when you've done that, and we'll talk about how to secure the position for you.
You're jumping through a lot of hoops to get those miners the equipment that they need.
Be careful down near the mines, and enter any active sites at your own risk. Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly sneaky.
Captain Jake. Greetings.
Suppose I have time for a nap before we leave?
Star Yard offers competitive options for private buyers. Please dock to see our sales representative.
How can I be of service, Captain Jake? Do you require my assistance, Captain?
When humanity finally left the cradle of Earth behind, the United Colonies was born. Intrepid explorers and valiant colonists used Deimos starships to venture into space.
I wish Deimos was exclusively a military contractor.
Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories.
Deimos builds something.
of the toughest ships in the settled systems. That's probably why the UC Navy continues to contract with them to this day.
Ah, it's nice to see someone not in uniform. They can be so touchy, you know? Always eager to point out the slightest problem. Oh, please tell me you aren't secretly some high-ranking general, are you? You serve with the UC? Actually, don't answer. We sell to everyone. I assume you're here for a ship. Either that or Mr. Henderson handles sales. But if you want to know anything... Oh yeah? Well, I take that as a compliment. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It can be pretty hard working with these no-nonsense military types. Oops. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say things like that, at least not so loudly. I've already been written up twice this week. I can only take so many lectures. Man, I could really use a drink. Yeah, but who thinks to themselves, man, I could really use a nice glass of water after a hard day. What I could really use is Jake's Stout, from Jake's Bar in New Atlantis, of course. Or The Well, to be more specific. I used to love that place when I lived there. I mean, Jake isn't friendly, but he could make a pretty good drink. Say, you're the traveling type, right? Would you mind grabbing me one of Jake's Stouts? Awesome! Thank you so much. I eagerly await your return. The UC Navy. I repaired just about every class of vessel there is. I even repaired Henderson's longsword once or twice. I swear that man has a guardian angel with him full time.